starting with the theme nights. They were announced today as of this recording. Bailey, I know you won't be around for many, but any stick out to you?
No, I mean, obviously, I'm glad they're bringing back North Carolina night. I think this is always, even from watching afar, one of my favorite ones to kind of see content for, seeing the different collaborations that happen, seeing what they kind of bring in, what cool merch they bring out, celebrating the food, because the food's obviously a staple when you're going to the arena, and just celebrating Carolina hockey. I mean, it's a great place. That's, I mean, celebrating what was the other one that came up too? Was the 20th anniversary Stanley Cup 20th anniversary celebration. You got two nights for that, which is insane. So off the bat, 3 really, really great games for hockey. Just did a quick glance looking at this, but obviously, Hockey Fights Cancer Night. You've got Holiday Hockey, which I think is a kind of fun one, especially doing it against the Florida Panthers of all teams. Whalers Night being a staple. Hockey's for everyone. Veterans Day. They've got a really nice catalog of theme nights.
I am surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised though. No NASCAR night. Usually we get one of those. I'm kind of surprised about that one.
I'm not surprised that they didn't do it, because I think with as much flack as they've received in past years for not making this a Nashville versus Carolina game.
Yeah. My only thing for Whalers Night is they got to do the blue jerseys. They've done every other one. Just bring us the blue Whaler jerseys. It's complete in the trifecta. Just
so sticking on Whalers Night for a second, that game is versus the Utah Mammoth. So we're going as old school of a jersey almost as you can get versus the newest jersey in the NHL. So might be a little tough to pull off the blue versus Utah. So that's the one.
Welcome back, Greens.
Of that. Yep.
Welcome back to Greens or the Whites, or go way back to the reverse retros. Let's go with the Grays, because sure.
I didn't mind the Grays. I
didn't mind them either. It's just why it's like why the Mammoth. That was my only thing. It's like of all nights, like it had to be those guys. Like
I think it's ironic.
It's interesting because it always, at least I feel like last year it was also like on the 29th. So I don't know if they just circled that date in for around that time of year to have Whalers Night or what, but it seems to be a common occurrence. Going back to the 20th anniversary celebration, though, split up into 2 nights, Sunday, December 7th versus San Jose, and Tuesday, December 9th versus Columbus. I was shocked at that at first. I'm like, did they make a typo? Like, is it a duplicate? But I think my initial thought was, they just want to have it to where the schedule works to get every single guy in there at some point. Mm-hmm. I saw someone else point out the fact of, well, if you're a half season ticket holder and you don't have that game, you want to be able to have it for the other half season ticket holders if you're not the full season ticket. So that could be a part of it too, to make sure not only the guys are in the building, but your fans are in the building for that celebration as well.
I will say, with them spreading it across 2 nights, I'm surprised they didn't try to get the Oilers for one of those.
You would think so. I guess the fact the Oilers was just maybe not in the right spot to do it on those nights so close together, because I guess probably scheduling wise, how many of these guys can we bring into town in a short span? So I guess it kind of would make sense. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do for those nights, because it's already crazy to think that we're talking 20 years since they've won the Cup last. And I did mention this earlier this week. How poetic would it be, though, for the Hurricanes to win their second Cup ever on the 20th anniversary season of them doing it the first time? That would be the most poetic thing ever for them to do it 20 years apart. 2006, 2026.
Run it back.
That makes sense. Run it back. You know what? Let's get Ryan Brind'Amour out of retirement. Let's bring back Dougie Waite and Mark Recchi and all those guys. Why not? Running back with the old squad. But no, I am kind of curious to see though what they're going to do for the celebrations. I'm curious how many of the guys are going to show up and all that stuff, and probably the autographs and all the Canes content team are going to pull out all the stops to make these long videos, short videos. All this stuff is going to be absolutely nuts for those couple nights.
I don't know if there's anything on the Lenovo Center schedule off the top of my head on that Monday in between games, but that'll be one hell of an alumni game if they happen to fit it on that date.
Oh man, that would be electric if they did an alumni. Just the 2006 team, just bring them all back and
Oh my God, could you
yeah.
imagine?
Yeah, that would be crazy to get like the majority of the team back. That would be kind of cool to see that happen. But yeah, I'm kind of glad of the fact that they're kind of doing something like that to remember the team exactly 20 years from doing it too. So another nice little notch by the Hurricanes to kind of do something, because I know we're not that far off from the 30th season either. So and now they're talking about whatever the patch is going to look like too. I'm hoping the patch looks good. Please give us a good 30th anniversary, Canes. I beg you.
Is that not next season?
I believe it might be. I'm not sure.
1996.
No, I think
97.
Yeah, it's 97,
Okay, so you got 2
97,
years.
90, yeah, so 27-28 season is going to be our 30th. So I'm really excited to see what that patch looks like. But
yeah, only Avalanche content we'll bring up in this episode. Bailey, how are you feeling about that logo?
You know, it's not my favorite. I feel like they could have been a little more creative with 30. I'm hoping that they have other fun content planned to make up for the lackluster logo. I'm scared that that's what they're gonna put at center ice though, and
I understand trying to do the 3 X's.
I know.
That close together though was kind of like, that's a little too close. I like how they did like the numbers backwards. Like they didn't do like the first one to the third one. It's like, oh yeah, most recent first, and then they went backwards in their cups. It's like,
yeah, I don't know. It's not my favorite. I definitely think they could have. There was a lot more creativity, I think, in there. But here's to hoping the content's better than the logo.
Doug and company will have a lot of examples to work off of once it comes time to create the Canes 30th anniversary logo. Sticking to theme nights though, back to that, I am upset with someone. I don't know who, but whoever scheduled Star Wars night for the return of Mikko Rantanen, whoever returned Star Wars night for the return of Mikko Rantanen, I'm not saying should be jailed, but that is. Someone on that team said, we cannot have a coup at the Lenovo Center, so we got to make sure that people are in check. The kids are well behaved. It could, because there's going to be fans there that are just there for Star Wars night, and they're not going to know anything about the return of Mikko Rantanen.
Oh no, they're going to know.
I have to be on a little bit of a better behavior. Hopefully, he still gets booed out of the building. But someone there was like, how can we make this return not as chaotic as the Browns back in Cleveland?
So what you're saying is, so what you're saying is not the Revenge of the Sith on this one. It's just the.
I was gonna say this is the light side versus dark side. Really?
Yeah, maybe that's what they were thinking.
Bailey gets it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of smart.
Darth Mikko. Hey, welcome, Darth Mikko.
I'm sure there'll be the photoshops of that. So. You guys talked me into it a little bit more, but I just wanted it to be just pure hatred. And especially after hearing the stuff about Gensel, which we won't talk about, if maybe he wanted to sign as an S-tier Jake Gensel hater over the past year. I'm kind of walking back on that after hearing it.
There's some receipts on that one for sure, Rich.
Mikko's well justified, so there is a lot of hate that could go to him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's well deserved, but that's my one qualm with.
So what you're saying is like
a theme night on that night.
So you think Kylo Ren's bad? Wait until you meet Mikko Rantanen, and let me tell you about this guy. But no, I thought that was very interesting how they did on that. Because I know we can't do it in May because it's the playoffs. You really can't do theme nights then. So I understand you can't do May the 4th. Maybe March, kind of like get somewhere there, but January, it is what it is. I will say though. I mean, Bailey did mention, hockey fights cancer. That's always an important one. I was actually at that one last season when they did that. It's very cool. I do like the purple on the ice, the lights, and all that stuff. And it's always a good cause to talk about for that one as well. Of course, you got Veterans Day that's mixed in with like United Federal, and then of course the K2, K9, which is really cool that they do. Of course, there's Military Appreciation Night. You're always excited for those ones to come into town and stuff like that. And then, of course, you got Fan Appreciation Night, which is against the Boston Bruins. So that's fantastic. We have to do that again with the Bruins on that one. Obviously, for me, the one that I'm really looking forward to, it's the one I talk about every year when it comes around, is the Mental Health Awareness Night. And that is actually 2 days before my birthday, March 18th, against the Penguins, which is funny enough, the team that my mom grew up watching and being a fan of course, before she became a Canes fan. But yeah, so nice little, just a whole nostalgia factor into that one. But that one's always kind of circled on my calendar, is Mental Health Awareness Night.
Did the Canes do Grateful Dead Night last year too?
Yeah, they've done it the last couple of years, and I know some people are not really a fan of Grateful Dead Night.
No, they're really not.
I know that one did nothing, and I know Margaritaville also did nothing, so I don't know why we're doing random, let's do Grateful Dead and Margaritaville. Why? No one cares about those nights.
One theme that I am interested in, if they're doing anything outside of just putting up graphics, which kind of transitions to our next topic, the Olympic send-off game Tuesday versus Ottawa.
I am curious about that one. What does it entail for a, are you doing some Olympic events, type of graphic things or on ice stuff? What is that?
I'd almost like to see somebody carry some sort of North Carolina themed torch.
Oh, that would be
to the ice, just to lead out the guys that are part of their respective teams, give them a flag to hang on their back.
That would be
kind of person running to center ice with a mat, obviously, so they don't slip and
just skate at center ice.
Yes, or skate, because it's a hockey rink. I should, but no, get some sort of North Carolina themed torch. I don't know what that looks like, but get a torch, bring it to center ice, lead all the guys heading off to the Olympics that way. I think that would be really cool.